Hey, there is a fine line between justice, mercy, forgiveness, and prudence, especially in the story of Alex Jurado, voice of reason, an up-and-coming Catholic influencer and apologist who apparently has been embroiled in a scandal from his past, maybe not so distant life. And we talked about this yesterday in the after show, Jake and I, and we called it a teachable moment. Alex has put out a statement. Here to talk about the toxic Catholic influencer culture is Anthony Abbate from the Avoiding Babylon team. Good morning to you, Anthony. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Joe, for finally pronouncing my last name correctly. I really do like being on Jake's show. I appreciate you guys inviting me.
That's right. I'll get your name wrong again. Don't worry, bro. Okay, I got you. Hey, listen, I'm glad to have you on the team here. We only have a short segment with you to this morning. We'll get you back soon, but I wanted to address this because, one, yesterday when we got into it, I'm not interested in the gruesome details of the story. There is a fine line here between forgiveness, mercy, and prudence in this story. And one of the lessons that you talked about and your team talked about was, you know, the influencer culture, the toxic. But this is true for all of society, and we're seeing Catholics kind of get sucked up in this too, right?
Absolutely. It's strange because everybody that has a social media account is actually an influencer. It's just a matter of how far their reach goes and how much they try to amplify that. The thing with Alex that stood out to me the most, especially in his statement reacting, was he didn't really accept responsibility for a lot of the things. He kind of just gave this vague statement of apology and denied the most serious allegation, which I can understand. But I really think that he had, if he had come out and shown genuine contrition, people would have reacted much differently. But the way he released that statement, I think it just kind of made the situation even worse.
So I was going to link to the statement from Voice of Reason from Alex Jurado, who does respond to the scandal, and essentially the issue involves young women and texting. That's sort of the nature of it. Again, I'm not interested in the gritty details. I didn't go looking at all of the screenshots that were put out there. I don't recommend anybody actually do that. But in the statement, he does sort of say that the more serious element of this is not true, but he doesn't deny that there is, in fact, a scandal. And I think it brings up a real caution and concern for those of us that create content, that build audiences and have influence. We need to know our boundaries, right, Anthony?
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of a drug, social media, So I think the hardest thing, and Brian Holsworth put out a video on this yesterday, just talking about because a lot of young people they have the faith and they also love social media, and they're like, oh well, maybe I can monetize my faith here, and it's a dangerous thing. Especially, look, the things that he's being accused of, I think a lot of people are having a hard time pointing the finger. It's always dangerous to point at somebody else's sins because we all intuitively know we will be judged by the measure which we give. And I think a lot of people do struggle with this these days. But the thing is, to be a public face for the Catholic faith and then to also be living this double life like this, it's almost like it's the fraud is so big that I think they're incompatible. And if you're living that kind of a lifestyle while also talking about Jesus, it's really like paganism with a veneer of Jesus, because sexual sin is idol worship, essentially, especially when you're talking about pornography. Like, you're looking at an image and you're giving a part of your soul over to it. So if you're saying all of these things about Catholicism and talking about the apologetics of it, and then living a life completely incongruous to what you're talking about, it really does seem like it's just purely a grift and you don't actually believe this stuff. You're just doing it for financial gain or to gain access to women.
Yeah, yeah. It is bizarre how we can rationalize these things, but pornography will do that to your brain. I've written about that in my book back in 2014. But it's bizarre. I mean, because what comes next? I mean, we're going to get like blood oaths at seminaries in Denver or something. Oh wait,
oh boy,
yeah, that happened too. I mean, but that story, and I didn't even link to it today. But the Yeti blood oath divide to Denver seminary. It's bizarre, hazing kind of prank story. But even that is like indicative of the influencer culture, these challenges that kids get put through because of influencers online. And we're seeing this spill over into the Catholic world in what some would say maybe more positive, because now they're reaching a larger audience. But that influencer culture is a slippery slope. This idea that you want to be famous and a celebrity, as Holdworth points out in his video. I mean, there's got to be a balance here, right? Like we do what we do for a reason, but fame, fortune, those aren't the motivating factors, are they?
Well, also think about that ritual matters, right? It's the same reason that Catholics can't really do yoga, because the ritual that you're doing means something. Even if you may not, you may take a situation like that and think it's just a prank, but the ritual itself does matter. So we're being told the Latin Mass is bad, but a blood oath to Sasquatch is totally fine at this point.
Yes.
It's kind of insane. And also with the people, like we also have to keep in mind what the purpose of excommunication is in the church, right? So the people calling for Alex to never have a public profile again in the social media realm, if you care about Alex's soul, that should be what you want, because clearly the path he was on, with all the attention he was getting, was leading to the ruin of his soul. So you would hope this whole fiasco coming out and all of this attention on him in such a negative way would lead to contrition, repentance, and a renewal of soul and life. So I think that's what irked me so much about his statement, was almost like a denial of the thing, and I was truly hoping to see Alex's soul saved, and I think the people defending him aren't really seeing it for what it is.
Yeah, certainly the ones that came out with the documented evidence of his screenshots and all that, I'm not sure they had his soul in their best interest in revealing a lot of this information.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't go look up all those gritty details. I don't recommend it. But there is another side to this story, and there's another person involved in this story. Listen, I'm not a cool kid. I'm an old man, so I'm not totally plugged in here. I don't know who Jarrett is, the Wretched Saints. Never seen a single thing from the Wretched Saints, but he's also involved in this. Apparently, a very brand new convert was just baptized this past Easter. Praise be to God. He's also embroiled in this. And apparently, Enoch, say a mutual friend of ours, he's saying that this guy is having a really hard time with this. Suicidal thoughts. I mean, I think that reveals another layer to the story that we have to be cautious and careful about. We could drive someone too far in our pursuit for justice. Would you say that's fair?
100%. Like, my first instinct when I saw this, I actually didn't tweet about it a lot. My first instinct, the first thing I said about it was, hey, listen, I've been caught in minor skirmishes online where it feels like everybody's coming after you. Anybody that's close with Alex really does need to reach out to him and make sure he's okay right now. I don't know Jarrett either, and I do know he is a recent convert, and he's saying that all of these things happened before his baptism. Now, baptism absolutely does cleanse the soul of all sin, but a lot of these habits that we pick up over the course of our life don't also, like, if they're that ingrained, they don't just disappear when you get baptized. So I just think it's wise for young people who are looking at social media and their faith to really consider if this is the right move. And I think, like, the bare minimum should be control of your lower appetites. Like, if you have absolutely no control over your lust, I think that you need to be a little bit prudent about what position you think you should have in the public sphere when speaking about the faith. I think Alex could have had a really good opportunity to maybe get help with this stuff, because it's not something he could just kick overnight. If the allegations are true, this is 10 years of behavior that has just, kind of happened in his life, and he's going to need help. Now, if he would have gone for that help, he might have been in a position to help young men who are also dealing with lust and sex addiction and things like that. Kind of like, if somebody's an alcoholic and they go to AA, and then next thing they are then hosting AA meetings, or they're a sponsor, and they can help young men that are in a similar situation.
Does Alex rebound from this? Is from a professional standpoint, does he come back and maintain his credibility as a Catholic apologist?
I can't imagine, because along with doing what he was doing comes you need people around you to have you on their podcast, things like that. And I think he's kind of burned a lot of those bridges. I honestly don't think he should anyway, for the good of his own soul. Like, at this point, I think the main focus for him should be getting his life in order, and then doing a period of just self-reflection. And, maybe in a few years, if he actually does get control of these things and learns a valuable lesson for it, he'll have something to offer everyone. But if his main motivation right now is how do I salvage my career, I don't think it's going to work out.
No, it is a firestorm. I mean, Catholic Answers removed him from their website. Catholic Speakers Bureau removed him. It seems like a lot of people have. Matt Fradd took down the video. The infamous video that he had him on not all that long ago, where they were sort of joking, bragging, having a good laugh about excommunicating Taylor Marshall and others. Yeah. I mean, it didn't age well. Trent Horn, last question here, we're running out of time. Trent Horn put out a video not long ago sort of saying that, I guess, pornography addiction is a problem amongst trad Catholics, but apparently it goes over to other areas of the Catholic Church too, doesn't it?
This is a universal problem. I mean, right. we have to be honest. And when we discussed that story, I found it interesting that because it was a Father Ripperger statement that brought that out. But I think it's good that trads are going to the confessional with this stuff. It does need to be rooted out. So, Amen. Pray for all young men. They have a lot of temptation in their face these days.
All right. Praise be to God. Anthony, you can go back to what you do in your day job, I suppose, theoretically, paving roads or something like that. You're an influencer. You're probably sitting at Starbucks right now drinking a latte. But whatever, putting photos on Instagram or something. Anthony Abbate from Avoiding Babylon. We're going to put a link to their YouTube channel in the show notes today. Did you like that video? It's okay. You can admit it. It's perfectly fine. Hey, we cover the big stories of our day, from inside the church to outside the church to all points in between, and we do it from a Catholic perspective. It's called A Catholic Take. It's a radio program Monday through Friday. We live stream it right here on this channel, by the way, so make sure to subscribe, like, and share. We would be very grateful to you. And don't forget, you're going to want to watch this video right here because you don't want to miss anything.